to bring us to where we are today.
30 years.
30 years, and I have to say that this is probably one of the better ones that we've had because it involved the community. I saw a very diverse group come here to celebrate Dia De La Raza. Many wonderful people who have never visited the MAC, the Emma Barrientos Mexican American Culture Center, and it was great to have Dia De La Raza here.
Dia de la Raza is being celebrated here at MAC, and that La Prensa is covering it because it is very significant. After 30 years of hard work, now I see the wonderful celebration happening tonight at MAC. So,
Wonderful. Thank you so much for your time. What was your name again?
Neftali de Leon.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
This logo was actually designed by Sam Coronado, and you'll see his name on the program, but he didn't want to take credit or have his name with this because little kids painted it.
But, you know, I didn't know
Sam
that.
always worked with the youth.
Yes, he did.
And, you know, they weren't all in the lines like Sam would have been, so.
And ladies, what is Dia de la Raza? I mean, does it
It's-
have anything to do with Dia de los Muertos?
No,
Oh,
it's the
okay.
Day of the
It's
People.
always on Columbus Day, and it's,
The
you
Day
know,
of the People.
Dia
Because Columbus was lost.
Dia de la
We were
Raza.
Dia de Humanidad, which means for humanity.
What does this have to do with Christopher Columbus?
Well, Christopher Columbus didn't discover America, he was lost. And native peoples who he exploited and terrorized and killed, and the whole Spanish
Were all our
inquisitions
people.
and all that kind of stuff, killed off and oppressed the indigenous communities. So this is a very, very popular holiday in Central and South America.
And Latin America,
Yeah,
Chile, Brazil, I mean, many
yes.
Latin American countries.
So let me
celebrate.
see if I understand this. So, okay, we all know about Christopher Columbus Day. So Dia de la Raza falls on Christopher Columbus Day
Because Columbus didn't discover America, he was lost.
and so this is the day that we kind of speak out about that issue.
Yes, and it's a day to celebrate that the indigenous people survived the conquistadors and the
Yes.
people who have oppressed them for hundreds of years now. I mean, we're working on 600 years of colonization.
It took us
of-
30 years to get to where we are today.
here at the MAC.
And it's very important that we continue this unity throughout the world, especially Latinos together as we grow in large amounts throughout the whole
And
world.
have a place in the city that we can call ours.
Yes, very much so.
And United East Austin Coalition, we were formed way back in 1985, and the purpose of the coalition was to improve the quality of life for East Austin's native peoples. And it was a huge coalition, all east of the interstate, all the way from Ben
Struggle with
White, all the way to 290.
East Austin,
Yeah.
East Austin interests and problems. They helped
Right.
build Mets.
And the MAC was a big issue of quality of life. So, you know, the United East Austin Coalition worked with artists, local community artists, and
But they
other
spearheaded
groups.
the whole.
Well, we
with
came
many
the
other people.
second
We
round
would have
because
it
the first round of people.
When it was still the city, Austin Parks and Waterworks, and had it in the tin building.
Yeah, we used to have it there, but there was an effort with UT student artists back in the 50s and 60s to get.
I didn't know that.
Yes, it's a 40-year struggle for Martha Cotera
Yes.
and Modesta Trevino and, you know, when they were younger people, you know,
Right.
they tried to get a MAC built.
A cultural
And they never got the cultural center built. And then United East Austin joined with them, and we worked not one election, not two elections, but
Several.
3 elections.
Right.
So we finally got the bonds passed. So
Wow, so this event here is very symbolic to the struggle and how far we've come
That's exactly
as a
right.
community
You said it very well.
and as a people.
Right.
That's
Thank
right,
you
Mama.
so much for explaining
you.
to
No,
me what
Thank you
this
for what all
meant.
you do and what you represent. La Prensa is a big part of this community and helps our community to
Well, they've been
unite
right
us
there with
and,
us all along.
a resource.
mama
Y'all are
has.
a great resource for the community.
Since
Wonderful.
we were at the incubator.
Thank you so much, ladies. Have a wonderful night.
You're welcome.
We were already a continent. We were already a race. We were here to begin with. And we were found by the Spanish, yes, and everybody else. But the bottom line, we do have a distinct cultural heritage. And of course, that everybody's come here, the Germans, the Americans, we've all intermarried in one way or another. But the bottom line is that there was a cultura here to begin with. And it goes back not just 100 years or 200 years, it goes back thousands of years. And
So that's what the community really wants to stress,
right.
is that we've been here thousands of years.
Yeah. And when everybody says about, when you go back where you came from, hey, we were already here to begin with. That's the whole thing, So for those people who would say something like that, and the young people won't see that as much. Of course, when I was growing up, it was always, there were racial slurs and what have you. But most of that has come to an end, at least verbally. But I mean, you can still see that obviously in this historical era right now. I mean, we are still going through that where, they are still trying to send the migrant workers back. And I can see their point to a certain extent, but the bottom line is the cultura, the Mexicana, whatever you want to call it, has always been here to begin with. And our roots are here in this country. At one time, of course, this was all part of Mexico to begin with anyway. And you can debate about whether we should have lost it or not, but that's, for other historians. One thing I learned a long time ago, the people who say, write the history of the ones that won, so that, it's been anglicized.
So would you agree that this is events like this is our way of rewriting our own history?
Well, we're telling our story and as to who we were and what our culture represents.